Hey, in this video, we're going to talk about the 11 books that I have picked for read alouds for our family for the upcoming school year. I'm back! Yes, I'm back. And I'm noticing that this lip color may be a little bit much, but it's already on my face and we're rolling and we're just gonna go with it. So if you didn't know, if you're new to my channel, I took a month break in order to focus on my family, focus on resting, and focus on my vision for my YouTube channel as a whole. But I had a great break. It's been a great summer to be able to relax and have fun, spend time with my family. And now I'm so glad to be back here and to be hanging out with you guys. Let me know in the comments what you've been doing if you would like to chat with me. Let me know what you've been doing this summer. I would love to hear about it. Okay, but you didn't come here to hear about my break or my summer. You came here to hear about my read aloud picks. So I need to make sure that I'm holding up the book and that you can see it. Hopefully you should be able to see it, right? All right. Wow, this is a big stack. I get a little bit ambitious. I get a little bit ambitious with the books that I choose to pick, and we don't always get through all of our read alouds, but I figured let's go big or go home. It's better to have too many books to read than not enough, right? So really quick, before I get into this list, I am going to be using A Gentle Feast, the curriculum by Julie H. Ross. It's a Charlotte Mason inspired curriculum. It's got a lot of books, and it does include the read alouds for a family or for your younger kids in general. But I always like to pick and choose my own sometimes, so we will use their list, but I also picked a few that I thought would be for fun. Like these would be the books that we read at bedtime or maybe at lunch, or even we'll do audiobooks too. So this is what we're gonna be doing. These are my fun add-on read alouds for our next school year. Okay, let's get started. I've got a big stack here. We're gonna go through them fairly quickly. We've got My Side of the Mountain, and a fly. My Side of the Mountain by Jean Craighead George. And this was recommended a while ago, and we just haven't read it yet. I've heard really good things about it. I feel like this is definitely geared more towards boys in general. And if you don't know, I have 3 kids. I have 2 boys and a girl, and I generally read stuff that goes towards my girl, but I know she can enjoy it too. I'm sure she'll enjoy it. But sometimes I pick books that go towards my oldest. Other times I pick books that fit more my middle or my youngest. But this one is definitely recommended, and I think my boys are going to like this one. Caddy Woodlong by Carol Ryrie Brink has also been recommended. It sounds like a fun story. Caddy, did I say Caddy? I always want to say Katie, but it's Caddy Woodlawn. So this is another older book. I like this. It says Caddy Woodlawn is a real adventurer. She'd rather hunt than sew, plow than bake, and beat her brother's dares every chance she gets. So it sounds like she's a girl with brothers who this will definitely fit my family. And we're so excited to check this one out. By the way, this video is in collaboration with Megan over at Pennies and Salt. Pennies and Salt. I love Megan so much. It's been a joy getting to know her over the last year, both on her YouTube channel and as a friend. And I know you guys are going to love her if you haven't met her yet. So head on over to Megan's channel, watch her read aloud recommendations video, and tell her I sent you. And then you're also going to want to check out the playlist, which has all the other videos from several other mamas on our read aloud picks. All right, next, this book is on our read aloud list for our Gentle Feast curriculum. So it's The Princess and the Goblin. I have had my eye on this one for a while, and I didn't realize this was written so long ago. It was written like a long time ago. Let me see. 1872 is when this story came from. I didn't realize that. I thought the cover looked so pretty, but I'm realizing that it's a really old story. But we're excited to check this one out as well. It says the goblins are planning to catch the princess, and there's a miner son who figures out the plan, and it's definitely going to be a fun medieval time story of fable and fairy tale. So yes. This one is also really good. The Family Under the Bridge by Natalie Savage Carlson. I saw that this was a short one. That's a nice short read there. But this was recommended as I was listening to actually most of these books came from The Read Aloud Family by Sarah Mackenzie. If you haven't read that, that is one of my top 3 favorite books for any homeschool mom to read. So if you want a book for you to read, check out my link in the description below and go start reading Read Aloud Family But she recommended this one as well, and I already had it on my shelf, and it is a great one to read around Christmas time, is what she said. Next, this was in Read Aloud family as well, and it's been on my list for a while too. So many of these have been on my list for a while, but we're reading them this year, guys. A Long Walk to Water. She said it was based on a true story, takes place in an African village, and it's definitely, and Sudan. So definitely a setting that my children are not used to and have never been to before. But Sarah Mackenzie talked about in a Read Aloud family about creating empathy for other people and for understanding other cultures and learning about other people that are not just like us. So I'm excited to read this one with my kiddos. Another one recommended by Sarah Mackenzie, but also we love Kate DiCamillo's books. We've read Tale of Despereaux and a few other ones. Because of Winn-Dixie is another one that we want to add to our list this year. I might just have my oldest read it by herself, or we might do this one on audiobook if I don't have time to get to it. But Kate's books are a fairly easy read, I've noticed, but it has a dog, it's starring a dog, and my kiddos love books about dogs. So we will be so excited to read this one, and I keep saying that. So this is another great read we're excited for. Oh, speaking of dogs, I didn't do that on purpose, but The Call of the Wild by Jack London. My kids saw several movies. I can't remember what they were called. Yeah, The Call of the Wild, the movie. I was like, what was the movie called? We watched The Call of the Wild movie with Harrison Ford in it, and the kids loved it. So I was like, oh, we need to read the book. So we have added this one to our list, and we got this version, which is the adapted version for kids. And so we thought we'd try that. Next one is the Magic Half Magic. Another fun fantasy story that was recommended by Sarah Mackenzie. I heard it's a little bit older book, 1950s, I think, but it's got some fun fantasy in it, and my family always loves fantasy books. Also some humor, I think, as well. So we're looking forward to another fantasy humor book. Ooh, okay. These last three I'm so excited for. So excited, guys. This one is The Bark of the Bog Owl by Jonathan Rogers. And by the way, guys, I've created a book list for you. If you would like a printable book list for any books that I've mentioned here, I might even throw in a few extras as well if you want more. I've made a list for you. You can find that link in the description below, and you can get the book list. All right, back to this one. The Bark of the Bog Owl. This has been on my list to read with my kids for 5-6 years now, maybe, but I think my kids were too young for it when it first came out. But I think they're old enough now. Finally, guys. There's so many books I want to read with them, but they weren't old enough yet. But they're old enough now. We might do this on audiobook to give myself a little break from reading, but I've heard really good things about it. Sarah Mackenzie in Read Aloud Family said it's better if you don't know a lot about it before you start reading, and that is very true. All I know is what the cover looks like. Really, that's about all I know. So this will be a fun one to read. All right, these next two are by Jennifer Trafton. Jennifer Trafton, she's actually friends with Andrew Peterson, who did the Wing Feather Saga. But okay, guys, so good. We're coming back to this one. This is the first chapter book my oldest read all by herself. I'm so excited. I loved it. I was so proud of her. It's got pictures inside. It's got adventure. It's got humor. It's got character changes, character development. It's got a boy who loves to draw, a boy who loves to dream and create worlds inside his mind. And then these worlds inside his mind come to life in his life. And I loved it because my daughter loves to draw, and she loves drawing dragons, ironically. So she loved this book back then, I know, but my boys have not heard the story yet. So we are going to do this as a read aloud, and I'm super excited for this one this year. I highly recommend it. Fun, fun, fun. And I laughed, I cried, or I know she read it, but I read some of it along with her. But I laughed, I cried, and it's probably one of my top 5 favorite books that I've read with my kids. Like, really, guys, like if you don't get anything else that I've suggested here, you need to try this one. Right, another one by Jennifer Trafton, which I thought, why not? She's a great author. Loved her stuff. Ooh, this one's got some good illustrations in it too. It's The Rise and Fall of Mount Majestic by Jennifer Trafton. We have not finished this one. We did try it, I don't know when, a couple years ago, and we're not able to finish it. I don't remember why. My daughter just didn't seem interested, maybe at the time, but I really enjoyed it. I've heard some good things about it already, and I would love to get back into this world and to find out what happens. So there's this girl who's kind of an outcast, and she meets other outcasts in this world. This is a world that's created that has like these different creatures that are kind of like trolls and kind of like the tree people and kind of like hobbits, like very similar to that. And then there's this really rude, really young, selfish king who's trying to rule everybody. And he's very selfish. But then she goes on this journey trying to figure out, I think she's lost her father, and they're trying to find him. And maybe anyway, it's got adventure. It's got humor as well. It's got a little bit of peril, and I'm so excited to dive into this world with my kids. Whew. Okay, well, that's it, guys. I hope I gave you some ideas for your school year, for your read alouds, for your family. We love read alouds. We're always reading something, and I'm happy to share with you the book list that I created, and you can download that for free. It's in the description and the link there's the link in the description below. Also, if you're new here and you're coming from the other channels, hi, I'm Ashley. I'm a homeschool mom to 3, and I love talking about Charlotte Mason inspired homeschool, like books and reading and all that stuff, and affordable homeschooling tips for you and for your family. Go ahead and check out this video that I want to share here that you may enjoy. I think you might like this one. Go find your joy among the noise, and you guys rock at homeschooling. So I'll see you in the next video. And I forgot what I was gonna say.